Okay, guys, let's do the manage. Now, hey, so from the last exercise now, what do you need to see? I did that. Don't get Batman on me. Do you need to see anything from the last one or not?
We have to stay right in those.
Number 5? Which one?
J. The way it is space. The positive and negative.
Do I do J? Yeah? Okay. So what I'm going to do, yeah? Hey. 4. Okay. So I'm going to do 4Z and 5J. No, stop talking now. So firstly, on page 24, 4Z. So this is the minimum or maximum one. Okay. So we have y equals minus x squared plus 12x minus 42. Just going to wait until people are not talking. So here, what I need to do is take out the minus x. So I have minus x squared minus 12x plus 42. And then complete the square. X minus 6 squared. And then 42 minus 36. It's 6, is it? So that is y equals minus x minus 6 squared minus 6. So this will be a maximum. And it's a maximum because, yeah, this is negative. And we'll see today more about the graphs, but it'll make this shape. So it's a maximum at what point? 6 minus 6. So don't forget, you change the sign here on this one, but you keep this one the same. Okay, I'm going to do now in a moment 5j. Come on, Luke. Okay. That's okay? Yeah? Who was asking me that? I forgot who was asking me this one. Yeah? Oh, yes. Oh, you were asking 5. Who was asking me about 4? Was he? It was you, was it? Yeah, so is that okay now? Yeah, yeah. Joshua, the second day now that you're late for me. Don't make it 3, okay? Okay, 5j now. So we have minus 4x squared minus 48x minus 149. So again, I take out the minus 4. And I have x squared plus 12x. That doesn't divide, so it'll be plus 149 over 4. So that is minus 4 x plus 6 squared. Now what's the piece here? 5 over 4? Okay. So, there's 2 ways to do it. In fact, if you want, you can leave it like this. Or if you want, you can multiply in the minus 4. I think it's a little easier if you leave the minus 4 out. What's wrong? Tanish? Question? Are you sure?
Yeah.
You can ask me.
I mean, 14904 minus 6 squared, and you get 504.
Correct, yeah.
And do we have to consider the plus sign or minus sign before this? You don't need to.
No, not to be considered. Okay. I think it's better actually if you leave the minus 4 outside here. So what you can say is x plus 6 squared is positive. Could be equal 0. 5 over 4 is positive. Well, it's definitely not equal 0. Let me just get this. Put on the next line. Therefore, x plus 6 squared plus 5 over 4 is positive. Yeah? But minus 4 is negative. So a positive multiplied by a negative is negative. This is a positive, this is a negative. Here we showed that it was a positive, and then here we mentioned that the other part is a negative, and a positive by a negative is always negative. So this is always negative. It's never actually, it's not even 0. It's actually always negative. You can't even make it 0. So it is important that you make some comment at the end. Now it doesn't have to be as big as this, but when this comes up in the exam, there is 1 mark for some logic, some comment at the end. Okay, so you do get a mark for that. So yes, you do need it. Okay, yes.
So you have to write x plus 6 squared is greater than or equal to 0. You have to show all of this. You can just write plus minus.
Yeah, you see, this would be the best way to do it. But if some student wrote here positive and positive, therefore positive, I probably would still give the mark. Well, maybe not in this case, because you have this one here which is negative. So you would say therefore, well, I could still have therefore positive by a negative, which is negative. This is probably the minimum amount of writing that would still get you the 1 mark. Yeah, write that down, and then we'll go on to the next lesson on page 26. Come on. Okay. Can I scroll down? Yep. A little bit of vocabulary.
No, that's actually better. Oh.
Sure. All right. Hey. Now this is like the third time I have to look over here to see you talking. Tao. So next time I'll just ask you to leave. Okay? These three verbs here, I know they look like they're all the same, and you know, in English they're pretty much the same: draw, sketch, plot. But there's a small difference between these two and this one. So here, draw and sketch, you need to picture doing something like that. But plot usually means points, and then you draw. Yeah. Now, that is not always true. Sometimes people use sketch when they mean plot, or vice versa. So you have to read the whole question carefully. Okay? In the exam, for semester 1 especially, it's going to be like 99% of the time it's this, and 1% of the time it might be this, okay? So even if you weren't sure, the chance is it's this one. For goodness sake.
Sketch, they usually ask for the point
For some points.
for intersection.
Yeah, some intersection points, yeah. Okay, so that's just a little bit of vocabulary to clear up. These are all verbs. Alright, so let's do our first one here. Plot y equals x squared. So whenever you want to plot something, you should always make a table. So what you do, here is x, here is y, and that's, I think the question says minus 3 to 3. So plot from minus 3 to 3. So you make a table, and you take these values of x and you sub them in to get the values of y. So that would be 9, 4, 1, 0, 1, 4, 9. What's nice about this method of using a table, it works for any question that asks you to draw something. So whenever you're unsure of what shape the graph is, you can always just make a table like this. Okay. So if I plot this now, now look, I'm not going to do it neatly, but what it should look like is you should have points here like this. So for example, that point there is the last one, 3, 9. And that point there is the first one, minus 3, 9. And draw the points and then connect the dots. So that's the shape that you get.
Do I have to get all the numbers from minus 3 to 3, or I can choose like 3 points to...
Well, in this case it will be all the numbers because it says it in the question.
Oh.
Yeah. This is actually 1A. Okay, write that down. You see that I'm missing Mo?
Said like he's been on the bus since 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Maybe
I've been on the
fell
bus
asleep.
since 7:20, so it's still here. Yes, let's say he fell asleep and now he's somewhere in Tala maybe or
Ashington.
something. Yeah. Okay, next now. Can I scroll down now?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Maybe we should leave a message for Mo so when he watches this later he can hear it. Mo, pull yourself together. All right. Now, next one. Next one is solve. So this is our first solution to a quadratic. X squared plus 14x plus 48 equals 0. So here I don't want to draw it. Here I want to solve it. And the method I suggest to use to solve this is factorizing, which we did at the start of the chapter. So we need two factors here. Not 7 and 2, 6 and 8. 6 and 8 would do it, yeah. Factorize it. 6 and 8, yeah. So what you say next is
We'll make it equal to 0.
each part equals 0. So if you think about it, A multiply B equals 0 means there are two possibilities, that A is 0 or B is 0. This is the only way to make a 0 when you multiply. So we have x plus 6 equal, I'm going to do the full steps. X plus 6 equals 0 or x plus 8 equals 0. So we have our answers. Oh, Mo. You come back at 10 o'clock now, so you're too late.
But
Yeah.
actually, every time there is a plus in the bracket, it means that the root is minus.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Basically, the form is x minus something times x minus something.
In this case,
In all the quadratics, it's x minus something times x minus
well, these are
something.
pluses here, though. So if you want
No, in the brackets. I mean, to find the roots, you make those brackets, and the roots will be with opposite signs.
Yeah, true. But we haven't talked so much about roots yet. I'm just talking about factorizing right now.
But what you found are roots.
Correct?
Yeah.
Yes. But more about that later. Okay. So that's using the factorizing technique to solve it. Okay, did you write that down? Yeah. Okay. Now, there's actually another way to solve it. So that's solve by factoring. Yes, I suppose you could say manually. Yeah, don't use your calculator too much. It'll destroy your brain. Oh, too late. Right, solve.
Press enter.
What? I'm dishing you, man. Solve x squared plus 8x minus 20 equals 0. And by this method, the method I'd like for this one is by completing the square. By completing the square. No, we'll do it properly. Okay, so we have x plus 4 squared minus 36. So I complete the square firstly. Yep. Minus 20 minus 16.
Where is it? Oh, yeah.
Yes? Yeah. Now, when it's in this form, you can actually solve it now, because what you can say is x plus 4 squared equals 36. So you get x plus 4 must equal plus or minus 6 because I put a square root now on both sides. So you have two answers to consider, the positive and the negative. So if I took the positive 6, I'd get 6 minus 4, so that's 2. I'm taking this over to the right now. And if I took the negative 6, I'd have minus 6 minus 4, minus 10. So they're the two answers here. Yep,
So there's two ways you can solve it. Either by completing the square or factor.
that's it.
There are more ways.
Two ways for today.
Just solve it.
Yeah,
In the exam, I can do
3 ways. So this other method is a separate lesson.
So they would ask me, do you use this method to...
They might.
Can't I use my calculator?
No, look,
You have to show
give
it.
me that for a second actually. Give it to me for a
Are you
second.
going to break?
Give it. Yeah, just a second. Yeah. There we go. Alright. In the exam, yes, they could say use a particular method, but that is not so common. Usually they let you use any method for these. Okay? It's possible, but not likely. Okay. Next now. So we have two methods for solving. Okay. I should also say, Hussein, that this second method, completing the square, it should always work if there's an answer. Whereas the factoring method doesn't always work so well because it only works if the answers are nice whole numbers. But completing the square is great because it'll also work if you have fractions too. So completing the square is a bit better here. Okay. Right, so let's look at using this to help us draw the graph. Okay, so let's go down a bit. Well, sorry, do you have this? Yeah, okay. Right, so let's do a sketch now. Okay, so we know when we did our sketch for the line, we should find out where it crosses the y-axis first. So if I make x equals 0, what does y equal if x is 0? It's 9. So that's my first point. Now what I do secondly is make y equal to 0. So I get x squared plus 10x plus 9 equals 0. Now look at the problem I've just made. That's what we've just done in the previous two examples. So we'll try to factorize 9 and 1. So I get x equals minus 1 or 9. So actually here you get 2 points. You get minus 1 and 0 and 9 and 0. So you see you have 1, 2, 3 points. And I told you already that because this is positive, you expect this type of shape. Yeah.
How did you get the 9 for y?
For x here? Oh, it's the solution from these two. Sorry, I wrote them backwards. That's from that. Oh, minus 9. This one comes from here, and then minus 1 comes from there.
The y. First
How do you get y?
X equals
Oh, this
y
one?
plus 9.
I put, yes, it's the y-intercept. I put x equals 0 into this. Okay. Can I scroll down to the graph? So, I can draw this now. You'll do a nicer one in the exam, but just very roughly here. Here's the first point, minus 1, 0. You should, hey, listen. In the exam, you should write the point in here, minus 1, 0. I don't have space, so I'll just write 2, okay? It's point 2. Minus 9, 0. that'd be way out here. That's 0.3. And then this one, 0, 9, that would be up here. That's 0.1. So when you have your 3 points on the graph, make sure you write them in.
Don't we have, when we sketch, to find the vertex?
No, that would be a separate problem now. If in the exam, if they said sketch this, there's 5 marks for this question. 4 or 5 marks. So you get 1 mark for the shape. Then 2 or 3 marks for these points here. And then 1 mark for just having x, y with the numbers on it, the correct axis. Okay.
So we don't need to find vertex.
Unless, if they don't say it, you don't need it.
The
Yeah.
vertex is minus b over a. Yeah?
Oh yeah, we're going to do that next. But if they don't say it, you don't need it. They often ask you for the intercepts. You remember that word, intercepts? Did I do that with you? So these are all called intercepts. Yeah, x and y intercepts. X and y intercepts. Okay. Now, you see these 2 points here, point 2 and 3. I think I gave the vocab for it already, but you said it earlier today, Tal. What are those points called?
Solution.
Solutions, yeah, but there's another name for it, roots. But you're right, Ali, they're the solutions for the quadratic. Does a quadratic always have solutions? No. If the quadratic was up higher, like here, it has no solutions. So this is a problem then. Because if your graph looks like this, you can find this point, but can you find where it crosses the x-axis? No. So what I'm going to show you now is if you cannot find the solutions, you can always find this point here. And in fact, you know how to do that because that was the last lesson. So let's have a look at the next one now. Okay, so let's say sketch so here I got y equals minus 9. Okay. I don't know if that even divides 8, 9. Could divide it, but divisible by 3. 9 into 144, so that's 1, 6. Yeah, okay. And then minus 570 minus 256. So what's that? Oh, I'm doing.
314.
Sorry. Same thing, I'm skipping a step. Right, first let's just divide this by 9. So 570 divided by 9 is probably still a fraction, is it?
Yeah.
What is it?
578 over 3.
That doesn't sound right. 570 divided by 9.
It's a total one, sorry.
What is it?
Yeah, 190.
190 over 3. Okay. That's a 1 there, sorry. Now I'll complete the square. So that is... yes, just double check I didn't do anything silly. Okay, so 190 over 3 minus 64. What is it? 2 over 3. Okay, so we got y equals minus 9. X plus 8 squared plus 6. Alright, if I make x equal to 0, what will y equal? Well, look back at the original here. What would
6.
No. You're looking at this one. That's wrong. You need to look at this one because they disappear. Yeah, minus 570. So you get 0 minus 570.
What's that? The one.
No.
Yeah, the y-intercept, yeah. Yep. Which in this last line? Well, maybe I should separate this. So what I've done is I've changed that into this. Now I'm starting the question. So what I did last time was the first thing I did was I made x equals 0. Then what should be the next thing I do? Y equals 0. Now, you get minus 6 over minus 9 equals x plus 8 squared. Now please listen carefully, okay? This here, positive or negative? Positive, okay? But if this was negative, there would be no answers, because a square number can never equal a negative number, okay? So when there is no answers, that is what has happened. That this here would be negative if there's no answers. But it's not. It's positive. So that's good. We can do a square root now on each. So I get x plus 8 equals plus or minus. What's this going to be?
Root 6 or let's say.
Yeah. 2 over 3?
No.
Root 2 over 3. Yeah. No, what are you talking? Yeah, root 2 over 3. Yeah, root 2 over 3. Yeah.
How did you make 6 being 2?
6 over 9. Is that not 2 over 3?
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay,
Chillax. Alright. So we get x equals minus 8 plus or minus root 2 over 3. So let's get me that, please. Give this to me as a decimal. So what's the minus? We'll do minus and minus first. What's that, please? As a decimal. Minus. Okay. 0 or well, I should say and here. And when I do a plus?
Minus 7.18.
Okay. So I have 1 point, 2 points, 3 points. But remember, I said sometimes you don't have these answers here. So we need to find the vertex. So if I look back here, what is the maximum point here?
6.
Yeah, what's as a point? Yeah.
6.
So 6 is the y and the x?
Minus
Minus 8.
maximum point.
Maximum point.
So the vertex.
Yeah, maximum point, yeah. Yeah. What's wrong? Remember, we always change the sign here. Make it minus. Well, sorry, I'm looking at this one. Make it minus. Yeah, just like complete the square lesson. Okay, so we have 4 points, but remember, sometimes we don't get these. But we always get these two. We only get these ones sometimes. Okay, so
why is this 2 point?
what's that?
Why is that 2 point from the?
Yeah, I found it because it was possible to find. I'm showing you the completing the square method for the graph because you get an extra point, the vertex. And that's good because if you don't have these 2 points here, at least you have 2 points. Okay, so the first one is 0 minus 570. Hey, come back at 10 o'clock. No, come back at 10 o'clock. Yep. I see you at 10 o'clock. Yeah, see you. Okay, so the first one here is 0 minus 570, so that's 1. Second one, I'll just put it here roughly. There's 2. Oh, please, again, I'm just doing this roughly. In the exam, measure out the numbers correctly. 3 would be about here, and then 4, where would 4 be? It would be about a little to the left. Sorry, 4. Yeah, 4 would be about here. Here with 4. Here's 4. Okay. And please note that 4 is the maximum, yes, the vertex. So that means when you draw, it needs to go up to 4 and then back down. Ah, no, it's upside down because of the minus here in the front.
I mean, you draw from the maximum.
Ah, yeah, whatever way, I don't mind, yeah. Yes? How's it what? Minus 8. Shh, hang on, I can't hear you. Which one here are we talking about? Are we talking about this minus 8? How did I get the minus 8? I always take this number and change the sign. And that comes from the last lesson on completing the square. So if I have something like x plus a squared plus b, the vertex is at minus ab.
So, what if I just look for the turning point, I mean the vertex, and the y-intercept and just sketch it?
Say it again, if you just...
If I just
Alright, Tal, you two leave. I'm tired, you're distracting me too much, so the two of you leave. You can come back at 10 o'clock.
Can we leave this stuff here?
You can leave your stuff there, come back at 10.
Well, what if I just look for the vertex and the y-intercept and just sketch it?
If you look for the vertex and the y-intercept and sketch it. Yes, that's fine. That's fine. But please be careful. If the exam says find the roots as well, of course that wouldn't do. But if the exam question just said sketch,
If it asks me to look for the root, then it's 2 and 3 methods.
yeah, you need 2 and 3 also. Yeah.
Did you have specific instructions in the exams which to find?
No, sometimes they just say sketch. But often they say sketch and then in brackets they would say showing all the x and y intercepts. Something like this. Or in this case they might say sketch and then in brackets showing the vertex. Yeah.
Oh, and
1 sec, yeah?
showing x-intercept, it means the roots. Right?
Correct, yes.
Changing the x to 0 is to find the
Y-intercept. Yeah. And then changing y to 0 is to find the x-intercept. Are the roots, yeah.
What's the number 1? The first one?
Where it crosses the y-axis, the y-intercept, so you get that by making x 0 in the original. You can't see it now, it was up the top there. Can you see the original there?
500.
Minus 570.
Do you always have to do that?
I think no matter what graph they ask you to draw or what you need to do, you should always have the y-intercept on it, yeah. Even if they don't ask it.
The first time is 2.
Yeah, but remember, you can have any scale on the y-axis. So the y-axis could go down in 100ths, and the x-axis could go in 1s. They don't need to be the same unit. So you could go 1, 2, 3 on the x, and then 100, 200, 300 on the y. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Oh yeah, so this... There it is, yeah. So when you actually draw this, it would not look like that, yeah. Yeah, I don't think that would happen in the exam. Yeah, you're right. That would look strange. Yeah? Yeah, when it's minus, I just said, if it was minus here, you see this one is positive, so that's good. But if this was negative, and you type in square root of a negative number on your calculator, what happens? There's no answer. So if this was negative, then all of this here is not possible.
So there's no roots.
So there's no roots. So you only get this point and this point. So what do? There's nothing you can do. That piece is just missing. And that's fine if that happens. Yeah.
What's the penalty of not moving that far? The roots.
You'll lose 2 marks. If this was a 4 or 5 mark question, you could lose 2 marks for not having the roots. Yeah. Okay. If you look, can you have a look at 5 and 6? I just want you to look at the language. In number 5 it says, sketch each of the following. Show the vertex. So, do you need the complete the square method? You do. In number 6, it says sketch each of the following, show the vertex. Do you need to complete the square? Yeah. Now, what about in number 4? Sketch the following. Well, you could use factors or complete the square. My advice is, if you can use factors first, try to. Especially if they don't ask for the vertex. So here in number 4, they don't ask for the vertex. So you should try to use factors. Yeah? Yeah. But I mean, the question could have said, clearly show the x and y intercepts and the vertex. Yeah? Try, and if it doesn't work, you can use complete the square. Yeah? Yep.
And then use the responsive functions.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah. For all of these 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, you make x 0 and then y 0. Yeah, it's only number 1 that's different. Do I want to show you? No, guys. By the way, this program I use here for making the graphs and stuff like that, it's on Moodle actually. You can download it if you want. So, I mean, I can show you how to use it, but I think it is quite useful for graphs if you ever want to check your graphs, because part of the exam is to draw graphs. So if you're practicing questions, you see, I don't have the answers at the back. I mean, I just have the roots, but I don't have the graph. So if you want to check your answer, you can use this program to graph it. I'll show you really quick how to make a graph. So for example, we'll say 4a. I have y equals x squared plus 10x plus 9. You see that? So if I want the graph, I hit this button here. And then to draw the graph, I hit this button here. Now, you have these options here to like zoom out, zoom in, change the x and the y. There we go. So that's what the graph would look like, okay? Oh, well, this is being recorded, so you can watch it again later. Tile vertically gets both windows back, okay? And also this program can factorize for you as well. So if I just type in x squared plus 10x plus 9, I can get the factors as well. So you see it gives me the factors as well. I could also solve this. So you see minus 9 or minus 1, but you can see that as well. So look, you don't need to use this, but it's, you know, it's a good resource, a good tool. Okay? Now, which ones do I need you to do? Yeah, I'll tell you what, I want you to try these for a few minutes and then you can take a break. Okay, so yeah, if you try these for 5 minutes and then you can take a break. What do you think? 2 each, you think? It's reasonable. Okay, so I'll make it easy. The last 2 in each question. Yes. So DE, ST, UV, ST, YZ, DW, last 2. Okay. So you can start that now. Do it for 5 minutes and then we'll take a break. So do this for 5 minutes. Hang on, let me think. What's the name of that annoying fellow there? Yusuf, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Yusuf. Joseph. Yusuf. Yes. Hold on. I'm trying to spell disruptive. Alright. Yes.
For number one, do we have to sketch the graph after we plot?
Yeah. Yes. No. Just the plot. Yeah. So get the table, get the points, and then just join the points together. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Go ahead, sorry. Yeah. No, not random. It says -3 to 3 in the question. Let me just take this attendance really quick. Okay.